Welcome to Nutrition Your Way. I'm your host, Cindi Stickle. This podcast is for those of you that finally want to have control over your own health and your family's health. This is for you if you don't know what to eat to help your chronic illness or even your child's ADHD. I will share with you how to easily swap out unhealthy ingredients in your food for healthier ingredients that won't make you sicker or affect your chronic illness. And yes, you can still eat your favorite foods. Other areas I will cover include how to remove toxins from your food and life, how to eliminate the overwhelm you have with your health, including how to read labels, meal plan and prep, and how to manage grocery shopping with ease. My goal is to make biohacking effortless. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nutrition Your Way. Today, I am diving deep into flexible macronutrition and how it can be a game changer for managing conditions like gestational diabetes, prediabetes, and even menopause as your body goes through changes. So whether you're dealing with these specific health challenges or simply want to optimize your nutrition, this episode is packed with valuable insights. So first off, understanding macronutrients and their impact. Now, if you haven't listened to my previous three episodes, I did one on each episode on one of the macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins. And I went deeper into each one and why your body needs them. But here's just a basic overview of understanding what macronutrients are and the impact they have on your body. So proteins, carbs, and fats are the three main macronutrients, and each one provides energy and serves crucial functions in our body. Like, we cannot live without any of them, even though a lot of people insist on not eating any fat or any carbs, and they're just doing more harm to their body. So protein builds and repairs tissues, supports immune function. It's crucial for maintaining muscle mass, especially during pregnancy and menopause. It's super important. And it helps stabilize blood sugar levels and is beneficial, which is beneficial during gestational diabetes or if you're pre-diabetic. And then carbohydrates, they also are a primary energy source for the body and the brain. So many of you are cutting out carbs and you're not feeding your brain. Do you have brain fog? If so, it's because you need to eat carbs. Okay, carbs also impact blood sugar levels most directly. Because we know if you have simple carbs that are just the white flours and the sugars and things like that, within like 30 minutes, they've already spiked and your blood sugar has gone sky high and they've done nothing healthy for your body. You need to get the complex carbs that take longer to absorb and keep your blood sugar level at an even level. And choosing the complex carbs over simple sugars is key for managing diabetes and prediabetes. So if you have gestational or you already have type 2, this should be something that you do regularly. Fiber-rich carbs can help manage menopause symptoms and support your heart health, because your menopause can cause like high blood pressure. So making sure you have fiber-rich carbs helps with that. Fats. A lot of people just think all fats are bad. They're not. They're essential for hormone production, which is crucial during pregnancy and menopause. Okay. It supports brain health and nutrient absorption. So again, if you're not eating a lot of healthy fats, your brain is not getting what it needs. And the nutrients that we eat in all the other foods get absorbed with fat. So you need the fat so that your muscles and tissues and cells get all the nutrients they're supposed to get. And fats can help slow the absorption of carbohydrates, which is definitely helpful for blood sugar management. Okay. So let's talk about my flexible macronutrition approach for these specific health conditions. So for gestational diabetes, you want to focus on balanced meals with adequate protein and healthy fats. And again, if we're working together, you have personalized macros just for you. It's not some 40-30-30 plan or whatever crap that's out there. I create a plan just for you based on your numbers, your BMR, your TDEE, your age, okay, your height, your weight, everything. I create it for you, and you get your own macros, not someone else's. And if you have gestational diabetes, you want to carefully monitor the carbohydrate intake, spreading it throughout the day. You don't want to eat all your carbs at one meal, especially not at night, because then in the morning it's still, your blood sugar level has stayed sky high overnight. Emphasize low glycemic index carbs to help manage blood sugar levels. So when you're looking for carbs, look for the ones that are more lower in glycemic index, because then it won't spike your sugar. And regular meal timing is crucial to maintain blood glucose. So if you already have diabetes or you're familiar with this, you need to make sure that you're eating at the same time to keep your blood sugar from either dropping or spiking. Now, pre-diabetes, you need to prioritize protein and fiber-rich foods to improve insulin sensitivity. You need to limit refined carbs and added sugar. So that's just across the board for everybody, diabetic. But the complex carbs is what you want. You want to incorporate healthy fats to slow carb absorption and promote being full. Okay. And adjust macros to support like weight loss if that's what you need, as it can help reverse pre-diabetes. Because you know, if you're heavy, that's a precursor to pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. So adjusting macros to help with fat loss or weight loss will help you prevent pre-diabetes or diabetes. If you're in menopause already, like, you know, the year of transition into menopause and then postmenopausal, you want to increase protein intake to preserve muscle mass and bone density. It's protein. It's not milk that helps with bone density and calcium. It's not that. You need to, well, besides also doing strength training, but that's for another episode. Protein will help with the muscle mass and the bone density. And you want to focus on calcium and vitamin D rich foods for bone health, even though calcium is still not the best, like milk is not the best source for bone health. It's protein and strength training. And you can include some phytoestrogen rich foods like flax seeds and legumes. I avoid soy at all costs. Anyone who's heard any of my episodes, I have a multinodular goiter on my thyroid. I have had Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism since 2001. So it's 2024, so I've had it for 23 years. And soy is one thing that over almost the entire 23 years I've learned that you want to avoid that. Soy is an endocrine disrupting hormone or a food, and so it messes with your hormones. So I avoid it at all costs. So I do not eat soy for menopause at all. I don't eat foods with soy in it. I don't eat tofu. I don't eat any of that, just because it messes with your system, and I already have an issue with my thyroid. But you could eat flax seeds and other legumes to help with that. And with menopause, you want to balance your carbs and fat to support hormone regulation and energy levels. So I help with all that. I help you balance all of that out when we work together. So in general, part of the flexible macro approach that I teach is we set personalized macro targets based on individual needs and health conditions. Like I said, it's not a cookie cutter program. I'm not just going to hand you some 40-30-30 plan and go, okay, have fun. I'll talk to you in a year. No, we work together. You communicate daily with me, like sending pictures of your food or your tracking on your app or whatever we set up. In the beginning, I do not expect people to track everything they eat immediately, because first you have to learn how to track. You need to see what you're eating. There's a lot involved to it. It's not just let me just get this app and start tracking and I'm going to be fine. No, there's more to it. And I can help you switch out. I can help you have higher carb days throughout the week if that's what you need. Like, there's so much stuff. Reverse dieting. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I can help you with. It allows for flexibility in food choices while still meeting your macros. I posted a picture on my social media over the weekend. My husband and I went to Chili's and I got their Santa Fe chicken salad, and that fit in my macros. We didn't know we were going out, but I hadn't eaten a lot of stuff that was like, I had kept track of my breakfast and lunch, and when I looked it up, I was like, oh my gosh, it fit into my macros. I didn't even go over my macros. So I still went out to dinner, still had something that I liked, and it fit my macros. Even if I went over a little bit on my macros, I don't go over every day. Okay? And then I help you adjust the ratios as needed based on your blood sugar responses, your symptoms, and overall progress. So if you have gestational diabetes or prediabetes or even diabetes, my husband has type 2 diabetes, and I help him with this. We look at how is that food making you feeling? Do you need to pair a carb with the protein? Like, he'll eat an apple with peanut butter now instead of just eating the apple because it'll spike his sugar. He wore those glucose monitoring things on his arm, and he noticed when he ate a banana, oh my gosh, he went sky high. So now he eats carbs and protein together because the protein will slow down the breakdown of the carbs, and it doesn't make your sugar spike as quick. Plus with the fat slows down the absorption of carbs. So next I want to talk about implementing this flexible macronutrition with if you do have specific health conditions. So for one, we determine your baseline needs. Okay, so you would work with someone like me. I'm an almost 2-time certified macronutritionist. I'm finishing my second one now, but I already have one macronutrition certification, and we establish your appropriate macro targets. And then, like I said, we consider your current weight, activity level, any health conditions, your age, all that stuff. I do the calculations myself, pretty much just on paper, okay? And that way I make sure I get them correct. Then we will track and monitor. So you can use a food tracking app to log meals and monitor macro intake. But first off, like if we work together, you would track what you currently eat. We wouldn't change anything up. I would want to see what you're eating and how that translates to how many carbs, fats, and proteins you're eating now. And then we set your numbers and see if we adjust them. We play around with them. If you have gestational or pre-diabetes, I would also pair this with the blood glucose monitoring just to make sure. If you're wearing one of those continuous glucose monitors on your arm, that's even better because you can see right away if something you eat spikes your sugar, and you'll know if it's like a fruit, you need to like add a protein to it or something like that. But that's what we would talk about. That's why we would communicate like every day. Like, you don't even have to talk to me, but you can send pictures, you can send screenshots, you can send whatever. And then that way we can like fix it like immediately. And then during menopause, if you're working with me, we would track symptoms alongside your nutrition to identify potential triggers. Okay. So everyone is completely different, and I do not have a cookie cutter program. It is all personalized to you. So then after that, I would teach you how to make informed food choices. Okay. So gestational diabetes, we're going to choose complex carbs, lean proteins, healthy fats. So for example, a meal could be grilled chicken with quinoa and roasted vegetables, and you have a little bit of everything. For pre-diabetes, we're going to emphasize the low glycemic foods again, remember, and lean proteins. So a meal could be baked salmon with sweet potato and steamed broccoli. And this is something that I eat all the time. I put salmon in my air fryer. I do my sweet potato fries in the air fryer, and I'm always eating broccoli and cauliflower steamed. So that's like what I eat a lot, either salmon or chicken. And then menopause, you're going to focus on nutrient-dense foods that are rich in calcium, vitamin D, and phytoestrogens, which that can be tweaked, okay? That's not set in stone. So if those don't work for you, we find something that will work for you. And we would go from there. Okay. So let's, after we've set your macros, we spend a lot of time adjusting it and refining it. It's like I said, nothing is cast in stone. So we regularly assess your macro targets based on your blood sugar levels, your weight changes, and just your overall well-being. And learning to be flexible with food choices while maintaining your overall macro balance. So it's easy to, if you plan ahead, you can eat your favorite foods. If you know you're going out for dinner, then you can plan that. You can track that ahead of time. And then that way you know your breakfast and lunch, you can adjust accordingly so you don't go over. It's really not that hard. And if you go over, it's not the end of the world. Okay. And if you have gestational diabetes, you're going to work closely, and I would help work closely also with your doctor throughout your pregnancy to help with, to keep your blood sugar in the right range. Okay. Like I said, I had gestational diabetes twice with both my pregnancies, and no one told me anything about what to eat. Granted, this was 28 and 26 years ago, but still, no one helped me. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then lastly, we incorporate your lifestyle factors. So we combine the flexible macronutrition with your regular physical activity. Like I do strength training 5 days a week now, especially for menopause, and to build the muscle to support my bone, because I'm not relying on foods other than protein, because milk, I don't drink milk, I can't do dairy. And that has, for a long time, they have known that it doesn't really help with calcium in your bones. We manage stress through techniques like, if you need to, meditation or yoga, which can impact blood sugar and menopausal symptoms. So I help with my life and health coaching certifications, and I'm a master level health coach, and I have a transformational health coach. I have 3 health coach certificates and a life coaching one. But I can help you with that to slow down, and because stress, they don't say stress kills for no reason. High stress levels can eventually really kill you, and it deteriorates your health. So I can help you with that. And stress will just make your blood sugar high. It makes any symptoms you have worse. And then also getting adequate sleep, because that definitely affects hormone balance and blood sugar regulation. So there's a lot to my flexible macronutrition. Like I said, it's very personalized, so I can't just say, oh, this is what you get, blah, 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 because it's different for everybody. And your program would change too while you're doing it, because it still needs to be tweaked to fit you even better. But it does offer, the personalized approach to manage these health conditions. Even if you don't have any health conditions, you still can do macros to prevent stuff. And so by understanding your macronutrient needs and allowing flexibility in food choices, you can effectively manage your health, and you can still enjoy all the stuff that you like to eat. I do have some, swaps to help you make some of the things you like maybe a little bit better, especially for your blood sugar, but you can still get to eat it. You just change like a flour or something that's in it. And then always, just reach out to someone like me who actually has macro training and certifications. And I'm actually tracking my macros myself. I haven't posted any pictures online, but I do every day. It's in my app. And just know that flexible macronutrition is going to be part of this whole holistic approach to your health. So it includes exercise, stress management, proper sleep, because it's not just one thing, it's the whole picture. But this is hopefully helps you understand when you see how my flexible macronutrition program out there, and you're like, what is that? But I just wanted to get into it. And like, even with macros, not everybody is going to have to track macros all the time, but it's good to know, like if you need to know your carbs, then you need to track your carbs, daily to make sure you don't go over, especially with your blood glucose, or you have to keep track of what carbs you're eating and making sure that they're the complex carbs and nutrient-dense carbs and not the refined sugary carbs or something like that. So just when you hear macros, it doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I'm going to be tracking every single thing I put in my mouth. Not necessarily. If you want to, sure. I pretty much do. But you don't have to, and especially in the beginning, you won't have to because it's a learning process. Okay? So thanks for listening, and I will be in your headphones next week. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified when new episodes are released. And if you like what you hear, I would love for you to leave a review. Thanks for listening today. I really appreciate you tuning in to the Nutrition Your Way podcast to learn about easy swaps, toxin-free nutrition, and how to biohack your family's health. Don't forget to subscribe here, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Cindi Stickle or my website cindystickle.com for the latest updates. Links are in the episode description.